Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to today's installment of Mike's Vehicle Vlogs. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to try to diagnose a minor issue that I've had with the Aztek ever since I've had it, which is coming up on 2 years now. That's hard to believe. But anyway, something very minor, something that I never really cared about, but because of where we are in my classes, as far as reading wiring schematics and maybe testing circuits and such like that, I'm kind of intrigued to find out why my rear defogger doesn't work. So I kind of figured this can be, an opportunity to just kind of take it upon myself and just try to see if I can track down exactly what the issue might be as far as why the defogger isn't working. So I honestly haven't cared if it works or not. For the most part, when it heats up in here, everything on the back window just happens to melt anyway. And you've got the second lower part of the glass that really doesn't get a whole lot of stuff stuck to it all that bad. So, I mean, I could live without it, but I'm just confused as to why it doesn't work. You push the button, it lights up, you can hear the relay clicking, but I don't think there's anything going back there. So that's what we're going to try to do today. So I do have my multimeter that we were going to use, but I also decided to buy a test light, or a scope on a rope, as Erico would say. This is a hook probe circuit tester, so not only does it have the test light, it has two other adapters with it. You can actually pierce into the wire with this little hook here and get a reading with the amps going through there. So this is just a light. I don't need anything fancy because that's what the multimeter's for. If I want to know what's going through it, I'll do this. But I'm going to use this just to see simply if there is power coming to the connectors at the back window, which is where we're going to go next. So let me show you guys what it looks like back there. The colder it gets, the less that these things want to work. Typical gas shock, liftgate shock issue there. So as you can see, we have this wire here. We've got another wire over here. One of these is going to be our power supply, which would be our positive, and the other side is going to be a ground, which would be our negative. I'm assuming this is probably going to be the positive. I could be wrong, but we're going to be taking a couple of things apart, as you can see. As far as where they connect on the glass, I believe we're going to have to pull this panel off, which shouldn't be that hard, but it is cold, so you want to kind of be careful. Should just pry right off somewhere. There we go. Okay, there we go. What broke? I don't know. All the prongs are still on, right? Yeah, all the tabs are still on. Okay. So I don't know what that was. And let's see. I see a connector there, but I also see another wire, which means... Can we pry this off carefully? Ooh. Okay. Oh, okay, I see what they did. Okay, let's get the other side off. So what they did is... I didn't realize that they were going to do that, but I guess it kind of is two separate window grids. So it looks like the... this room. Alright, so it looks like this is going to be the main connector here, and then it looks like there's a wire coming off of that, and it goes to this. So it's like bypassed, but it looks like this is going to be our main connector here, I'm assuming, and it looks the same way on the other side. So basically, as the current is flowing through up there, the source is up there, sending it through these wires. If this is our positive side, obviously we're going to get flow coming through here. It's going to travel across the grid, and it'll only travel across the grid if it's got a good ground, which I'm assuming is probably this side. So that's kind of how that works. So right now, we'll open up the test light. I'm gonna go up to the battery first. We'll see if it works, and then we're gonna start the car. We're gonna turn the defogger on, and we're gonna hook it up to here and see if we have any power coming to this connector right there. If not, I guess we're gonna have to dig a little deeper. One thing I don't like about these already is these, I don't know why they put such small clamps on them, but I just have it connected there. That's usually where I put the jumper cables when I used to have to jump the tech before I got a good battery on it. So we should be able to just touch this and, oh, it makes a noise, how nice. So that works. It should be the opposite if we wanted to test for a ground, if I'm not mistaken. So if we hook this up to the positive, just get that to fit over there, and if I tried to do it that way, not a good ground. Those are bad. I think I get the idea. I didn't know it screamed. Alright, so now we'll unhook this. We know it works. Let's go to the back. See, my battery's already halfway dead and I haven't even done anything yet. Alright, let's go start it up. Turn this down. Now if you listen closely, I'm going to push the button in there. So the light comes on. You hear the relay click. Doesn't necessarily mean that the relay is good, but you can see the system should be on. So I'm assuming everything up to the relay should be good. I did print a wiring diagram. As you can see, let's see this. I mean, I guess there's a couple of other places I could check up front, but with that being on and the relay clicking, I'm assuming everything from there is good. So this right here, this whole thing here is our HVAC control module, which is basically this entire panel here. We got voltage going in, the ground, it's grounded underneath the dash, hot at all times. So here's our switch, we push that, that closes, and then of course there's an internal relay from the looks of it built into that. It's probably like a solid state relay or something. It sends power to the relay, which is in the fuse block, which is what we were hearing down there. Energizes that relay, which in turn closes this. It gets power through it's for the fuse or the heated mirrors. We don't use that because we don't have heated mirrors. Looks like there is a fuse under the hood in the fuse block under the hood, so we can check that too. But the relay clicks, it closes. That could be a possibility. Maybe the fuse up there is busted. Then it sends you know, current to the 30 amp fuse, which is in the relay center inside the car, and from there it has a dark green wire that takes it to the rear defogger grid, passes through, and then it goes to the ground, which, you know, so we already kind of figured this area out. Dark green wire. I looked up two schematics. One schematic also added two different connectors, which I kind of added onto this one that doesn't show connectors. So there's a chance that I might be tearing some stuff apart. Well, right now let's go see if there's any power going to the grid using the test light. Where can I hook this up to? What would be a good ground back here? Everything's painted. Maybe that. I could probably hook it onto that. We'll figure it out, but let me hook this up and we'll give it a go. Alright, so we're going to try it here first. Let me try to get in here without hurting myself. Alright, so let's try to just make contact with this here. getting anything back here. If that was energized, we probably would be getting some sort of beep, you know, or light. I got nothing. Unless my ground is off. Like I said, there's really not a whole lot to connect to back here. We could try to maybe get it on the other side. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of difficult. I don't want to, obviously don't want to break the tabs off of these windows, which look like when I had the camera off, I looked and it looks like all of the solders are good. Like you know, they're attached to the window. Nothing looks like it's coming off, but we're not getting anything from the front, so that's why I'm curious. Okay, that's on there. Let's see. Anything? Nothing. Alright. Oop, there we go. So now, what we'll do is, before I start tearing anything up over here, let's head up front and see if the fuse has any. Oh, look at that! It's off already. It doesn't stay on. Interesting. That was way too quick. All right, so let me get my manual. We need the interior fuse block. Perfect. Alright, so number 20 is the relay, which, and again, we can hear it click. It's that one right there. Okay, so we got it on right now. And 21 is the defogger fuse, which happens to be right under that relay. So it is going to be that green 30 ampere right there. Let me find a ground. Maybe. Give me a sec. Okay, so I found a little bolt on the door hinge there. Hopefully that'll work, because there's a whole bunch of plastic there. Nothing really ground to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little probe. The fogger's still on. We're going to just touch the top of the fuse to see if there's any current going through it. Probably should be going off there, but I got nothing. The fogger's still on, and I got nothing there. So nothing is making its way to the actual fuse. Once that relay clicks, now, like I said, that could also, just because that relay is clicking, doesn't necessarily mean that it is a good fuse or a good relay. We could swap it out, see if anything changes. What's this one here? We'll swap a relay with another relay. Let me turn this off real quick just in case. There aren't too many relays under here. Let's see. What's 27? Accessory relay. Ignition 3 relay. Retained accessory power. Well, we know that those work. I'm gonna do 27, which is the top one at the corner. We'll swap that with we'll swap this one. They're all the same, by the way. So we'll just swap these two, because we know that this one's got to be good. If I can find out where it goes. Okay, there's that one. Put that one over here. Okay, same thing. Okay, so right now it's on. Try to hook this back up to this. Hopefully this is a good ground. I'm having a hard time finding spots that aren't painted. Okay, so now we'll go to our fuse. Ah! So, that's interesting. Now we swap the relay and we're getting power to our fuse, which means we should have power to our rear defogger. I'll try to just route it up through here again. Hold on one sec. Okay. Now let's try this. No? Okay. I don't think that's good ground. Let me try. Yeah, it's falling off. Let me try. Sheesh. Try this thing again here. Still nothing. I really don't think I'm grounded. Okay, so I've tried multiple grounds and whatnot. I still cannot get any reading to the back over here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off this panel here, see if I can see underneath the a little bit under the headliner. We'll see if I'm pretty sure this is our positive side, so I'll find out for sure here in a second. But I'm going to pull that off. It doesn't seem like it's that difficult. Gotta take the third seat belt, take it off of that panel. Check it out, it's still on, so it didn't even shut off yet. Turn it off for now. Let me turn the car off. Alright. I find it very weird that we swapped that relay and it works, which is also weird that the one I swapped it with, it controls it's the accessory relay. So I don't know. I mean, accessory mode works. I don't know. So that relay has got to be bad somehow. We swapped it with one that we know is good. Yeah, so let me pull that panel down and I'll catch you guys here in a second. Okay, so we got this trim panel out. It is sitting there, seatbelt still going through it, so it's just kind of hanging. Unplugged the dome light. And yeah, so as I expected, I don't know if it's like this with all cars or if I don't know, I just took a pretty good guess, but this wire, I broke this. I didn't realize that there was a screw there. I started pulling down on this and I snapped it. Oops. Anyway, so green wire. Green wire is going to that connector right there. It's attached to the ceiling, and then it goes to the spiral wire, and then that's it. So I was right. This is our power side. Our ground side is the other side, and I do believe, yep, there it is. So you can see the ground right there. I didn't pull on that part yet, so I can still take this screw off or loosen it or something. So what I want to do now is I want to get the connector out, which is going to be fun. I don't want to pull this entire piece off, which means I got to take the seatbelt off. Oh, it's not even a hex head. It's a Torx bit. I don't think I have a Torx bit that big, so I can't even take the seatbelt. I can't even take that off. So I'm going to have to try to fish in through there and disconnect that connector. And then go from there. Alright, so my green connector is out. It's hard to tell. Let me take a look at that. I can't tell if it looks like there's any corrosion in there. Is it kind of corroded? Or is it just marked up? Come on, focus.
I'm gonna have to try to do this. It's hard to do with. Oh, there we go. Thank you, seatbelt. Okay. Let's see, how's it look? Maybe not. Maybe it's just marked up. No, there's really nothing green in there. I guess that's good. So, I mean, that connector looks okay. Backside. Let's move around a little bit. It doesn't look like there's anything coming out of it. Alright. So now, there's a brace here. That should be a good ground, I would assume. We'll hook our test light up to it. And let's turn everything on. Turn this off so I don't drain my battery there. Oh, didn't go off. There it goes. Okay. Click. It is on. What did I do with my light? Oh, it's back there. Okay, let's bring this up here. I'm gonna hook this to here. Should be a pretty decent ground, I would assume. Okay, it's on there. Yeah, there's nothing reaching this connector apparently. Is this probe on? Yeah. Yeah, doesn't seem like it's getting to that. Let's try and maybe get it from the backside if I can. Try to get that little connector in there. I think there's a smaller connector in that thing. Let me see. No, it's just shorter. I thought maybe it was skinnier. I'm not poking wires today, just so you know. Alright, so for some reason we're not getting anything out of this. It is up against the contact in there. I got nothing. The button is still lit up, so it is still on. So we've got nothing so far, it seems, coming to this wire. I would have imagined that's a good ground. I mean, it's a bracket. Well, let's see. From there, it looks like the wire is spliced in. I did take a look, so it goes into a harness there. It's taped up. So that's one thing that my one diagram didn't show me, was that it was going to be spliced. It looks like, however, see from there, I don't know where it goes, but I do see a harness coming down here. Whether that's the same one or not, I don't know. I got this panel loose. I could probably maybe try to take off that part of the headliner. What was that? I think that was that a Torx? I don't remember. I was really hoping I wasn't gonna have to drop the headliner. Yeah, it's a Torx. Hopefully I don't have to. But it looks like it runs down, so it might actually run under the carpet. It might not actually run across the headliner. Alright, so I did undo part of the headliner just over here. Guess I really didn't have to, because once I got outside and I pulled this back a little more, you can see the harness there. There's our green wire, and that harness is running down, down and down and down. And I had this broken up from when I was originally taking this stuff off over here, but if I look there, this is the harness here with my green wire, because that's my green wire right there. So whether, I don't know if there's a connector back behind this wall for that, or if I have to do carpet stuff, maybe. I don't know, but there's a bunch of wires, you know. Yeah, so it's which one is it? It is in, they won't move right now. Yeah, it's in this harness here. It's taped up into this harness here. And where it connects to, I don't know. So I guess I'm gonna try to take this stuff off again a little bit. Alright. So far, took the seat out, undid this panel here the best that I can, and so that travels up that way. I think these wires here go to that dreaded thing under the car for the gas gauge and ABS for the back, and yeah, I think that's that thing there. So at least I got an idea of where that is under there, but I'm pretty sure, if we go this way, there's our green wire. I can see it, the dark green wire. It is running up there. I've already had all this off before. This carpet is wet. I bet. Yep. I bet we're getting water in there. It's running down the pillar, I bet, and it's making my carpet wet. Hooray. Have to get that taken care of soon. So, it's tied into that, and it goes under there. I don't know where it goes from there. It's got to be routed to the block, to the fuse block. Well, now wait a second. Yeah, let's see. This side should expose. Yep. Okay. So, ooh. I do see a dark green wire on this connector here. It's mixed in with there, so I wonder if that would be the one on our fuse. I don't know. Oh, I'm tearing my carpet, man. Oh yeah, it goes under this thing. I don't know how you would even get that off. Oh man. Yeah, it probably goes under the rest of the floor. Probably goes to that. Huh. Oh, no, we need this. Okay, let's see. So, if at the fuse block, the back of, okay, so connector C2, pin A5. Okay, I'm going to assume that the black connector there, that's probably connector 2, and A5 is going to be our pin. We could probably try to use the test light, try to get into the back side of that if I can get that off. Do I have to unbolt that, or is this just a cover? Oh, I don't want to take this off. It might be a cover. I can feel tabs. Oh, wow, the bottom's up. Can't get the top off. Alright, so that was a pain. What I had to do was actually take a 7mm socket and actually unscrew the block, pull the block off, and then release it from the top, and then screw it back in. I really didn't want to take that out because there's a lot of stuff in there. Hopefully all those pins are okay. The screw is tight, so that block is put back in. I see our wire right there. Just kind of hidden by these other wires. I did notice also that there were numbers on the side, on the left side over here, and I think the green one is going into our 5th spot right there. So that right there should be A5 if this is the first column that we're looking at, and that's the 5th spot down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's it. I've got the test light hooked up to our ground. Hopefully it'll work. It's really hard to find a ground under here, all the plastic and stuff. We'll try it on a couple different spots. I have it on the parking brake release. It has a metal brace on it. Let's go ahead and see how this is going to play out. Okay, so that's on. And I'm gonna have to put you guys down. Make sure that I get the right contact because I can't see. Let's see if we can get it right in here. Look at that. So we do have current going to this green wire. That is the green wire, right? Just want to make sure. Yep. Yep, that's our green wire. Okay, sweet. So, if that's the case, then the the problem has to be laying within somewhere under the carpet is my guess. Gosh. So I know the fuse is good, the relay is obviously good, we got power going from the block. It should be sending power up through the rest of the wire. I didn't see any other connections. The only thing that I saw were where the wires were taped together, like in their harness, and maybe that's what the other wiring diagram was saying, but they listed connections. I didn't see connections. It just looks like everything was taped. Oh, I put that back up already. But like up here in the back where it separates, it doesn't look like there's a connector. It looks like it's more so taped in with other wires, you know? It's harnessed together through other wires. So I don't know. I don't know why I'm not getting any other readings back here. It could be the simple fact that maybe my grounds weren't good enough. I don't know. Maybe it'll work now if I hook everything back up. Didn't really check the ground side on this, but I mean, it looked okay. I was able to kind of wiggle my hand up through there a little bit, and it's not loose. Well, you can't see anything back over here. It's not a loose ground, so I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. Honestly, if it's not gonna work and I have to tear all of this up just for a stupid green wire, I'm not doing it. It's not worth it to me. Like I said, I don't care if the defogger doesn't work. I just wanted to know why. Why doesn't it work? But yeah, if it's that wire, I'm not chasing down the entire wire to replace it. I could live without the defogger on this car. Yeah, I just wanted to know why and see if I can troubleshoot as to where it's working and where it's not working. So, yeah. Okay, got it all back together. It's really funny because I took this seat out when I was putting it in, a bunch of stuff fell out of it. Why all of a sudden is a bunch of stuff falling out of this seat? Look, found a pink ribbon, little hair clip thing, a quarter, and some popcorn. Lovely. Okay, so everything's back together. I got the multimeter on, and we're just gonna start it up. Turn it on, see if anything passes through it. If not, then oh well. It's on, and nothing is going through. I'm still learning about this stuff, so I may not be 100% right now, but Hopefully one day I will be. Either way, I just thought that it would be interesting to try and figure out exactly why this rear defogger isn't working. And I don't know, I'm just going to assume that there is an issue with the wire somewhere under the carpet. Considering the fact that this matter lined up. There we go. Considering the fact that the sunroof was leaking probably forever, and the windshield seems to be leaking also, my guess. I don't know, maybe the wire got corroded at some point. There could be a break in it. Okay, rest of it's up. Don't forget to put your little tiny weather stripping piece back on. Just slides on. Okay. And that's it. I'm not going to mess with this again, at least for a little while, but I'm just going to... Oh, I gotta put my stuff away. Why am I closing this? Hey, the battery on the camera's going dead. Wow. Okay, so I made it through the entire video. Yeah, with the sunroof, that was leaking for a long time, and like I said, that can't all be just from my foot. It is... Oh, yeah, you can tell it's damp under the mat. There's water coming down in through here, so I gotta try to get this fixed like as soon as possible. Maybe this week. I'll see if I can get it done at the dealership. Yeah, oh, look at this. It was only a matter of time. It wasn't leaking. It was actually doing fairly well. I wonder if the drastic cold snap had something to do with that. But it is leaking now. We'll get it fixed. Oh yeah, look at the VIN. that is inside all that condensation. So great. All right, we'll get it fixed. Next video, guys. 1,000 mile mark since we've had the tech on the road. So by the end of this afternoon, it'll probably be over 1,000 miles because I have to take it places today. So if you want to know, other than this weird defogger issue, how the tech has been for the first 1,000 miles of me driving it, stay tuned to the next video and I will tell you. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Check out teespring.com/store/Mike's Vehicle Spotlight for all of your MVS and vlog merchandise. And that's it. Like I said, weird defogger doesn't work. I don't care. It was just something that I wanted to try and troubleshoot. At least we know that the power from the block should be getting through that green wire, but there is something, like I said, I'm assuming under the car that is not, or not under the car, under the carpet. The wire is either broken, there's a bare spot in it, it could be corroded. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in time I'll revisit this issue, but I'm done for now. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, and take care.